evening. This is the DVScotland multi-mode net. My name's Andy, and my call sign is Mike 0 Delta X-ray Echo. But for the duration of the net, I'll be using the DVScotland group call sign Golf Mike 5 Delta Victor Sierra GM5 DVS. Okay, so we're looking for check-ins from anywhere around the world, and I wonder who's going to be first to check in this evening. So go ahead with your call sign twice and phonetically, please. This is GM5 DVS. Go ahead.
Mike 3 Hotel Juliet Golf. Mike 3 Hotel Juliet Golf.
This is Kilo Yankee 4 November Bravo. Kilo Yankee 4 November Bravo. Scott in Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay, got two calls there. Mike 3 Hotel Juliet Golf and Kilo Yankee 4 November Bravo. So very good evening, gentlemen. Nice to hear you on this evening. And we'll put it to M3HJG first from Golf Mike 5 Delta Victor Sierra. Go ahead.
MM3XGP to GM5 DVS. We seem to have an issue with the Freestar at the moment. GM5 DVS MM3XGP.
Yeah, okay. I think it's been sorted. I'll just check. Just stand by, everybody. Stand by. Okay, thanks very much to whoever sorted that. Much appreciated. Okay, Mike 3 Hotel Juliet Golf from Golf Mike 5 Delta Victor Sierra. Try one last time. Mike 3 Hotel Juliet Golf. Golf Mike 5 Delta Victor Sierra. Okay, nothing heard. Kilo Yankee 4 November Bravo. Very good evening, Scott, and welcome to the net from Golf Mike 5 Delta Victor Sierra.
Golf Mike 5 Delta Victor Sierra. This is Kilo Yankee 4 November Bravo. Scott from the land of Elvis and barbecue over here in Memphis, Tennessee. Well, it's good to hear everybody in the land of the Scots. I've definitely got the name for that. And somewhere way back when, McDermott's the last name here, so I think that might be Irish. But anyway, who knows? I think we all came from the Campbell clan somewhere back then. My wife's a Dunn, so she's from Scotland originally, way back when too. So anyway, it's all one big happy family, and we're doing fine here. Fixing to get a little rain this evening, but not too much. And it's a little hot, it's a little humid. It's the South in the States, and that's the way it is this time of year. But just enjoy listening to the nets, and always try to check in. And I'm sorry y'all are having to listen to this Southern accent, and I have to try real hard to catch some of the words. Y'all just don't use any dialect over there, or you will lose me. Hi. Back to net control, and I'll be listening. And everybody have a good evening over there. GM5 DVS KY4NB.
KY4NB, GM5 DVS. Yeah, okay, Scott, fine. And yeah, I'm not sure about your name. Probably Irish, I would say. Yes, there's every chance. But as you say, it doesn't matter, does it? Really, doesn't matter. And I'm glad that you're enjoying listening to the net as well. You're always very welcome to check in. We're always happy to hear from anyone, anywhere. That's what it's all about, and just getting on the air and having a QSO, Scott. So that's what the whole purpose of this net is, to try and get people on the air talking. The weather's not been too bad here today at all. I've had lots of sunshine, and it's the same yesterday, so it makes a nice change, because as you probably are well aware, we do get a lot of rain and a lot of wind and all sorts of bad weather. So it's always nice when the summertime comes along and we get a little bit of sunshine. It makes everybody happy, I think. I'll put it back to you one more time, Scott, see if you got anything else, and then we'll crack on and see if we can get any more check-ins there. Kilo Yankee 4 November Bravo GM5 DVS.
GM5 DVS KY4NB. Well, Andy, it's sunny here a lot of the time in the summer, and when it comes August, it's hot and dry. The springtime is when we get those storms, and then in the fall some too. But anyway, we're having pretty good weather, all things considered, right now, before it gets really bad hot here in Memphis. But everything's all right over here for now, and the FedEx planes are flying in and out every day, so I guess stuff's going out to somebody somewhere or coming into us. I'll turn it back to you, and I'll be listening, and I know we'll get some more check-ins here. GM5 DVS KY4NB. Back to net.
Yeah, 7-3 Scott, and thanks very much for your check-in, and we'll no doubt hear you again next week. You may not be aware, but we do have another net running on a Saturday, from 2100 UK time to 2200 UK time, and that's run by Kev MM0TMG, who will also be using the DVScotland group call, so you may want to take a listen to that one. It's called the Coast to Coast Net, Scott. 7-3. Okay, I wonder if there are any more check-ins on the DVScotland multi-mode net. This is GM5 DVS. We're live across multiple networks this evening, Freestar, Phoenix, and many more. So I wonder if we've got any more check-ins from around the world. GM5 DVS. Say a call sign twice and phonetically, please.
Victor X-Ray 6, Delta Charlie Victor. Victor X-Ray 6, Delta Charlie Victor. That's Dave in Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Okay, we've got Victor X-Ray 6, Delta Charlie Victor. Now, we had another station as well, and I wasn't quite sure of the call, because Dave come in as well, so I was sort of hearing the both of you. But I think it was a Mike Whiskey or a Golf Whiskey. So the station in Wales, go ahead now, please.
The call is Mike Whiskey 7. 7 Charlie Charlie Sierra. That's Mike Whiskey 7 Charlie Charlie Sierra, but also using the cube for the Queen as well.
Okay, Mike Whiskey 7 Charlie Charlie Sierra. I've got you as well. I'll just check, is there any more check-ins? Is there any more check-ins on the DV Scotland multi-mode net? GM5 DVS. Say your call sign twice and phonetically, please.
Mike India 0 Alpha Alpha Zulu. MI 0 AZ, Andy.
Okay, we'll take one more. I've got to MI0AAZ. Very good evening to you, John. Just stand by a moment. Is there any more check-ins? Any more check-ins on the DV Scotland multi-mode net? Say your call sign twice and phonetically, please.
GM0 RML, Golf Mike 0, Romeo Mike Lima Mobile, GM0 RML Mobile, Art in Nairn Islands.
Okay, GM0 RML Mobile, got you. Is there any more check-ins? Any more check-ins on the DV Scotland multi-mode net? QRZ?
Mike 7, Mike Oscar Kilo. Mike 7, Mike Oscar Kilo.
Mike 7, Mike Oscar Kilo, got you. Is there any more? Any more check-ins? QRZ? One last shout and then we'll go up to the top of the list. Is there any more check-ins on the DV Scotland multi-mode net? QRZ please, from Golf Mike 5 Delta Victor Sierra.
Mike 0 Delta Romeo Alpha MM0 DRA. Good evening.
Hey, MM0 DRA, got you. Is there any more? Any more check-ins? QRZ GM5 DVS. One last shout. Any more check-ins? Any more check-ins on the DV Scotland multi-mode net? GM5 DVS, QRZ.
Kilo November 4 Uniform Juliet Whiskey. Kilo November 4 Uniform Juliet Whiskey.
Okay, Kilo November 4 Uniform Juliet Whiskey. Okay, got you. Is there any more? Is there any more check-ins? QRZ GM5 DVS. Okay, I think we'll maybe that's a good run there. Okay, Victor Echo 6 to Delta Charlie Victor. Over to you, Dave. I wonder how things are in Calgary, and I hope the sun's shining for you for GM5 DVS.
At GM5 DVS, this is Victor X-Ray 6 Delta Charlie Victor. Dave here in Calgary, and of course, better known as Victor Echo 6 Delta Charlie Victor. But hey, we got some sunshine here in Calgary this afternoon. We actually went on a walk over to the local grocery store quickly, pick up a couple things, and had a bit of lunch, and that's about it. Now we're just sitting back, playing radio, watching as the sun is shining on us. It rained last night, so that's what's going on. But I don't know what the rest of the day brings, but there'll be more radio, at least for a bit here. Why not? That's what I say. Other than that, that's about it. And of course, the Victor X-Ray 6 I can use right until July 14th. How about that? So hey, I can have a split personality if I want, dual identity. Victor, back to net control.
Victor X-Ray 6 Delta Charlie Victor GM5 DVS. Well, Dave, you know what? I actually wrote down Victor X-Ray 6 Delta Charlie Victor, but then I thought to myself, that's not right. So you definitely just about caught me on that one. So that's okay. It's funny how you get used to, sort of call signs checking in, and as soon as they start speaking, you sort of write it down and don't even think about it. So that's good. So good to hear you on, Dave, as usual, and glad you're enjoying things over there. It's been not a bad day here as well. It's been quite good weather-wise, and I think everybody around here is getting all the outside jobs done before the rain starts, because we usually don't manage more than a week and a half without rain here, and then it starts to pour down for a few days. So that's just the way it goes here, Dave. Put it back to you one more time, see if you've got anything else, and then we'll crack on down the list here, Dave. Victor X-Ray 6 Delta Charlie Victor GM5 DVS.
Yes, GM5 DVS from Victor X-Ray 6 Delta Charlie Victor returning. And of course, well, as you are maybe aware, of course, we Canadians get to use that special prefix due to the Queen's Jubilee. That is very important. I guess apparently was caught up on a bit of the news. There were some big musical acts performing. I believe last night was the last night of the whole to do down that way, and boy, it certainly is a privilege. So why not use that special prefix when we can? Back to net.
Yeah, okay, Dave, fine. And yes, I wondered. I thought that's possibly what it was for, but I didn't like to assume. I should never assume. Okay, Dave, 7-3. Thanks very much for your check-in, and we'll look forward to hearing you again next week. Okay, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Very good evening to you, sir, and welcome to the net from Golf Mike 5, Delta Victor Sierra.
Mike Whiskey 7, Charlie Sierra. Thanks for allowing me on there, and of course, yep, I'll make this my only over. I'm just going to be listening as I've got some people to help with some hotspots and things that are booked in with me to help via video call, so going to be sorting out some pie stars this evening. But of course, yeah, we had the Grand Jubilee event yesterday. It was meant to be a street party here in Wales, but it got rained off. But of course, luckily the local pub opened its back room, gave it to all of us for free, and we just went over the pub. So a bit of a sore head this morning, but everything's all okay, and the sun's come back out again today in Wales. So hopefully it does stay out there. So thanks very much for letting me join there, and of course I'll just put it out there to anybody listening. I know I do chair the Wales Ragtunet on Brandmeister 2356 on a Saturday evening. Everyone's more than welcome to join from 1930 GMT, and of course I like to participate in other nets as well, although I only have about one over really. But 7-3 for now, and thanks for letting me join.
Okay, Mike Whiskey 7, Charlie Sierra. Okay, thanks very much for your check-in, and nice to hear you on. I think you're a first-time check-in. I don't really recall your call time, so I think it must be a first-time check-in on this net, so I'm glad you're enjoying all the festivities there, and thanks for your check-in. Okay, over to Ireland now. Mike India 0, Alpha Zulu. Very good evening, John. Hope you're well, mate, and nice to hear you on from GM5 DVS.
Right, GM5 DVS, MI0AAZ. Good evening to you and everybody else on here with us tonight. It's a lovely evening over here, and it hasn't been sunny all day. It's just been cloudy, and there's hardly a breeze at all. Having a look out the window here at the cherry tree, and there's barely any movement in it at all this evening. So good to hear you, Andy, and I thought we'd shout in yourself, and I don't know, might shout in later on just to give Gordon a turn as well once he takes over. So you're doing a fine job. I wonder, well, what would you think? Would this net still be going 70 years later, like the Queen had her Jubilee there? The entertainment, must say, was very good. We stuck to watching it on TV over here, the concert on Saturday evening, and then the pageant yesterday afternoon, which was a scorcher of a day over here yesterday. It must have been up to about 19 degrees or so, but we chose to watch it instead. So one thing will not be around for the next one. Like when you look at all the generations of those to come, I don't think any of them will stick the pace as well as Elizabeth II has. So back to you, and as we say, we'll see what the crack is over your way. GM5 DVS MI0AAZ.
Yeah, well, I'll certainly not be running it in 70 years' time, that's for sure. That's for sure, John. But yeah, I did watch the gig on the telly, as I call it, and I found that a bit disappointing, to be honest. I liked Queen at the start. I thought they were outstanding, and you know, they were good. But the rest of it wasn't really that great. I didn't think. Some very very poor vocals coming from some of them. Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed, and I thought the end act was just a farce, really. I didn't see the point of that, but anyway, you know, that's just my view. I used to like watching concerts on the telly because, you know, if it's good groups, but that was a little bit on the disappointing side, John, to say the least. Okay, mate, I'll put it back to you one more time, see if you've got anything else, and then I'll crack on down the list. It's rare that we get a list, so it's quite good. We change. MI0AAZ, GM5 DVS.
Right, okay, Andy. Yeah, well, you were saying about the concert and some of the vocals there on Saturday evening. Yeah, well, there was a certain Scotsman, an elderly Scotsman, who is a supporter of one of the Glasgow football teams, who shall remain nameless. And put it this way, I think he's sort of losing it. Like, he's always sounded a bit croaky throughout his career, but he's getting even more croaky in his old age. Enough said about him. You know exactly who I'm talking about. So, 73 for myself. I'll just listen here and see who else pops up from across the world. GM5 DVS MI0AAZ.
Yeah, fine, John. I don't know about being a Scotsman, though. That would need to be debated, I think. That would definitely need to be debated, but he was absolutely shocking. I mean, it was an absolute disgrace. You know, I could think of plenty of other people that's older than him that would have sounded better. So it was a little bit disappointing, but oh well, that's just the way it goes. They can never get these things right sometimes, can they? Okay, John, nice to hear you as always, mate, and we'll catch up soon, I'm sure. Okay, now I need to sort out this list. GM0RML Mobile. So I wonder who you're gallivanting to this evening at. Nice to hear you on. GM0RML Mobile. GM5 DVS.
GM5 DVS, GM0RML Mobile. I find Andy, very good evening, and good evening to everybody on the net. Just presently mobile parked up waiting for my XYL to come out of Sainsbury's in Nairn, and it's a lovely evening here. Still about 16 degrees it's showing, and lovely day. It didn't start off too brilliant, but once the clouds lifted and the sun got out, it's been very good over the 2 or 3 really good days, so we'll keep the fingers crossed for 1 or 2 more, maybe, Andy. Anyway, I'll hold it with you. I just got in through Peanut on the Android phone in the car. I've got it paired to the audio in the car, so it's quite handy. So we'll say 7-3 to you and to everyone else on net, and if we won't catch you before, we'll maybe catch you next week. GM0RML and the mobile, 7-3.
Okay, good to hear you on as usual, and fine on coming in with Peanut as well. Yeah, you're sounding fine, sounding absolutely fine, no problem at all. Our Peanut connection seems to be relatively stable. I don't really have any problems with it, thankfully, so that kind of helps. So long may that continue. But yeah, the weather's been really good here today. It's been quite sunny and things, which makes all the difference. Okay, mate, catch you later, and thanks again for your check-in. Okay, Mike 7, Mike Oscar Kilo, very good evening to you, and welcome to the net from Golf Mike 5 Delta Victor Sierra.
Mike 5 Delta Victor Sierra, Mike 7, Mike Oscar Kilo. Yeah, very good evening to you in the group. Thanks for letting me on board. I think it's my first time as a part of the net, so very good evening to you. WX down this side is 17 degrees. I wish it was 70 degrees. Down just on the borders of Kent and South East London, in the village of Biggin Hill, which is known for the Battle of Britain, the light airfield there. Not much been happening this side. I've just, I'm by no means a royalist, but I've just been using the MQ call sign just on the Digimodes on the FT8 there, and yeah, I can highly recommend it to people. I'm working setups around Europe, so they're eager to get that call in their logbook. So even if you're not into it, it's 2 minutes to fill the form out and just get it done and run a separate log, as I say, because I'm working all over the place. So I've been enjoying myself on and off today, but yeah, it's been very, very overcast, but say 17 degrees at the moment. Just one of those sort of murky kind of southeast London murky weather days, really. So kind of good for radio, just sitting in front of the radio there. But I won't hold it too long. As I say, it's my first time on the net, and evening to one and all. I'll put it back to net control there from Mike 7, Mike Oscar Kilo, Golf Mike 5, Delta Victor Sierra.
Okay, Mike 7, Mike Oscar Kilo, GM5 DVS. Yeah, okay, fine, and yeah, very welcome. We're on here every week from 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. UK time, and we're always pleased to hear people checking in every week if they can. And we also run another net on a Saturday. If you're interested in that, it's on from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. and that's my very good friend Kev, MM0TMG, who hosts that one. So again, you're very welcome to check in. So I'll put it back to you one more time, see if you've got anything. Oh yeah, I was going to comment on your FT8 activities, and yeah, well that's good, as long as you're enjoying it. It's not everybody's cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea, FT8, I must admit. I can't build up any enthusiasm for it, unfortunately, but that's maybe down to the fact I've had my licence for too long, possibly. I don't know. I'll put it back to you one more time, see if you've got anything else, and then we'll crack on our calls in this list, and then we'll see if we get one or two more before I hand over to Gordon, MMCXGP. Mike 7, Mike Oscar Kilo. Back to you one more time from Golf Mike 5 Delta Victor Sierra.
Mike 5, Delta Victor Sierra. Yeah, all copied and understood there, no problem at all. And yeah, on the FT8, it's not my weapon of choice, but I've not been in this QTH very long, so I haven't actually got an antenna system up and running at the moment. So FT8 is, that's all I can get by on at the moment. As I say, it's not the usual weapon of choice, but it works. Got a bit of wire hanging out the window. I don't know what the neighbours must think, but you know, the things we do just to sort of scratch that itch of getting on the radio. So yeah, as I say, I'm hoping to get back on the voice side of things soon. I've got to run quite a long run of coax, and so that's kind of holding me back at the moment, and just deciding what coax to go for. Westflex can be quite expensive at 100 metre roll sky, so we'll have to see. But no doubt in the next couple of months I'll be back up and running, and on the voice modes there. But I'm about 600 feet ASL here. In Biggin Hill in Kent, so it's perfect for radio, and the noise levels in this QTH are extremely low. Nothing around me but fields, so I've kind of fallen on my feet here. Didn't know what the noise levels were going to be like. There is a few other houses around, you just never know what you're walking into, do you? But it's probably a conversation for another long episode, but there you go, that's the situation this side. Okay, gents, well, you enjoy yourselves. I'll put it back to net control there, and as I say, I'll make a point of checking in next week. What happens that the missus goes out, and the XYL goes out and does into this sort of time every week, so it's kind of the perfect opportunity just to jump on the radio while she's out and about and all that sort of stuff. Okay, Best 73, see you in the group, and I'll put it back. M7MOK, DM5 DVS.
Yep, M7MOK, GM5 DVS. Yeah, okay, well, you're very welcome to check in. As I say, we're here every week. There's got to be something really serious happens if we're not here. So you're very welcome to connect in and give a shout in. You can find, if you want to find more information about DVScotland, you can check out our website at www.dvscotland.net. Okay, moving down the list, Ali, very good evening to you, sir. MM0DRA, GM5 DVS.
Yeah, MM0DRA returning from sunny Dundee. Wonder how you are. So, not much to say today. I spent most of my morning in 9 miles getting my eyes seen to. So, sitting here feeling sorry for myself. It's not as bad as that. But anyway, there we go. So, I've been sitting on radio and drinking coffee most of the afternoon. So there we go. Backline to you on the 5 DVS. This is MM0DRA.
Yeah, fine, Ali. Well, hopefully all has been restored, and you've got perfect vision again after getting your eye fixed. So I'm sure Evelyn will be giving you loads of sympathy if you're feeling sorry for yourself, Ali. I'm very sure about that, mate. Yeah, it's been a nice day here. I must admit, it's been really warm, and all the outside jobs are getting done. The shed's been painted today, and the garden chair's been painted today, and it's all good, Ali. It's all been good here. So we're enjoying some of this dry weather, and there was a picnic in the park yesterday, part of the Jubilee celebrations. So that was good for the kids. Isla was up there with her mum, and they seemed to enjoy that. So that was good. At least it stayed dry for the kids to have a bit of fun in the park, which is always good, isn't it? Okay, Ali, I'll put it back to you and see if you've got anything else, and then we're almost at the bottom of the list. One more to take, and then we'll put out a couple of calls before Gordon jumps on at 1:45. MM0DRA, GM5 DVS.
Yeah, MM0DRA returning. Yeah, Roger. Yeah, so some nice pictures of the wee one with the snake and the lizard. Yeah. Nah, I don't know if I'd be doing that. She's brave. I'll give her that. But yeah, okay. It was good. But yeah, there's not a lot. And by the way, I'm not getting any sympathy. Just laughter, nothing else. But whether it's meant to be funny, I don't know. But it's all right. There's no malice there. I meant to kill. But yeah, good fun. I got the young lad to take me up and back, so I've got to go back up there tomorrow again. It's for the diabetic stuff. So everything's falling to bits for me. I'm being a bit cheering up. I think. Who knows? Anyway, I'll not hold it. You appear to be taking away quite melody there tonight, so we'll hear from you later on. GM5 DVS. This is MM0 DRA. Since 70. Hear from me again, Andy.
Yeah, fine, Ali. Thanks for your check-in. And I just have to have a wee nip to celebrate. I'll keep you going. I'll keep you going. So we'll catch you later. Thanks for your check-in. Okay, Kilo November 4, Uniform Juliet Whiskey. I think I've wrote that down correctly. From Golf Mike 5 Delta Victor Sierra. Welcome to the net, and nice to hear you on.
This is Kilo November 4, Uniform Juliet Whiskey, Jim, in Yulee, Florida, USA. This is the first time I've been on this net. I've been trying to get on ever since Loch Lomond net went off the air for the summer, but I keep missing it because it's 1500 Monday afternoon my time. But I finally decided to sit down and wait for it. Right now I'm waiting for a severe thunderstorm to roll through. I'm getting notices on my iPhone, and the weather radio keeps firing off now and then. I got two questions. If I understand everything right, your coast-to-coast net is Saturday at 2100 your time. And the next question, your website says you use DMR talk group 23556. I'm brand new on DMR, and when I set my radio to 23556, it's dead silence while everybody's talking on Echolink. So I suspect I'm on Brandmeister network. So can you provide any more information? KN4UJW, back to net.
Yeah, KN4 UJW GM5 DVS. Yeah, okay, Jim, fine, and nice to hear you on, and you're very welcome. If you drop us an email to admin@dvscotland.net, we can provide some more detailed information. But we're not on Brandmeister. We do have our own DMR server. So drop us a little line. Let us know what you're using, and we'll try and advise as best we can. So hopefully that answers that question. And regarding the coast-to-coast net, that's Kev, Mike 0 Tango Mike Golf, very good friend of mine up in the city of Discovery in Dundee, and he runs that net. And you're absolutely correct with the time. It's 2100 bright summer time and to 2200. So I'm sure you'll be very welcome to join in that net as well. KN4 UJW GM5 DVS.
Okay, thanks for the update. Now shoot an email off to admin, see what happens. Good luck. 73, KN4UJW, back to net.
Yep, 73 Jim, and thanks very much for your check-in. Okay, we're down to the bottom of the list. So if anybody else wants any information on DV Scotland, www.dvscotland.net. And also, if anyone's using hams over IP, we do now have a hams over IP connection, and you can find us at 25001. That's 25001 when connecting to DV Scotland Multimode Network via hams over IP. So I wonder if there's any more check-ins on the DV Scotland Multimode Net, or live across multiple networks, Freestar and Phoenix, and many more. And we're looking for more check-ins. GM5 DVS, say your call sign twice, and phonetically, please. Go ahead.
2 Echo 1 Charlie Echo Quebec. 2 Echo 1 Charlie Echo Quebec. Mark in Christchurch, Southern Coast.
Okay, 2 Echo 1 Charlie Echo Quebec. Got you, very good evening. Is there any more check-ins? QRZ?
Mike 1, Charlie Fox Zulu.
Okay, Mike 1, Charlie Fox Zulu, got you. Is there any more? QRZ? Any more check-ins? GM5 DVS, QRZ? Okay, one last call. Any more check-ins? Any more check-ins? GM5 DVS, QRZ? Okay, very good evening, Mark. Nice to hear you on. Hope you're well. And
number 5 Delta Golf South Africa.
For that was okay. 2 Echo 1 Charlie Echo Quebec GM5 DVS.
GM5 DVS from 2E1CQ. Andy, there was actually somebody coming straight over you as well. Not too sure if you want to bring that station in, so at least we can have 3 before I start me over there, Andy. Go back to the next one, and at least we can have 3 on the log.
Okay, was there someone else there? Go ahead, please. Say a call sign twice and phonetically, please. GM5 DVS.
This is Zulu Sierra 5 Delta Golf. Zulu Sierra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Delta Golf. Delta Golf, South Africa, checking in.
Okay, Zulu Sierra 5 Delta Golf. I've got you on the list, and I'll come back to you just in a few moments, if you don't mind. Okay, Mark, we'll put it around to you now. We've got 3 in the list, and that'll be enough, and then I'll have to hand over to Gordon. 2E1 CEQ GM5 DVS.
GM5 DVS from 2E1 CEQ. Yeah, good evening, Andy. Nice to catch up with you again on a Monday evening net. Not too bad down here today. It's been reasonably quite hot. In fact, it's probably been very uncomfortable driving a bus. Like greenhouses, mobile greenhouses. That's the only time I can describe it. Yes, mobile greenhouses. Double decker's better than a single decker, because obviously the upper saloon blocks the sun coming in from the cab. But they are like mobile greenhouses. But apart from that, it's been a pleasant day all round, and at least I'm back working. From 2E1 CQ, back to net control.
Yeah, 2E1 CQ GM5 DVS. That's fine. I'm glad you're back at work okay. And yeah, I would imagine there would be like mobile greenhouses. That's for sure. But I suppose it's like anything. You just have to crack on with it, don't you? There's not much you can do about it. Well, you probably heard me saying the weather's been good here. Today it's been not bad at all. So it makes a fine difference. Okay, Mark, I'll put it one more time. I'm conscious I'm going to run over my time here, so I'm going to try and get to the end of the list and then pass over to Gordon. 2E1 CEQ GM5 DVS.
GM5 DVS from 2E1 CEQ. Well, yes. We have no choice. It's either going to be too hot in the summer or too cold in the winter. And I would say it's not rare to be comfortable, exactly perfect because everybody's different, but we do get the occasional time where it is actually comfortable. But in the summer, yes, it is extremely hot. Anyway, not to hold up the net any longer, I'll pass it back to you there, Gordon, Andy, from 2E1CQ.
Yeah, fine, Mark, and good to hear you as always. And we'll no doubt hear you again next week. And I think you'll know about the Coast to Coast net as well on a Saturday with Kev, MM0TMG from 9 till 10. So I'm sure Kev would be delighted to hear you on that as well there. 7-3, and thanks very much for your check-in. And okay, Bruce, MM6BWS, I have acknowledged that, and I'll try and bring you in a moment and see if we can hear you. If not, there's possibly a fault that we need to rectify. Okay, Mike 1, Charlie Fox Zulu, very good evening and welcome to the net from Golf Mike 5, Delta Victor Sierra. Okay, Mike 1, Charlie Foxtrot Zulu, if I've written that down correctly. GM5 DVS.
Hello, I'm not sure you can hear me at all. Mike 1, Charlie Fox Zulu checking in.
Yeah, Mike 1, Charlie Fox Zulu, very good evening to you and welcome to the net. You're nice and clear here. My name's Andy and this is the DVScotland multi-mode net. Go ahead.
Okay, Andy, M1 Charlie Fox Zulu returning. Thank you for inviting me. It's the first time for me, getting used to this new system, just getting my head around it, just learning actually which channels to use and who to speak to. But I'm located in the city of Derby, 127 kilometres north of London, and I say quite new to this. Back to you, sir.
Yeah, M1CFZ GM5 DVS. Yeah, no problem at all. You're very welcome. We're on here every week from 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. and anybody's welcome from all over the world. And of course we have an R net on a Saturday as well, which is the Coast to Coast net with Kev MM0TMG from 9 till 10 every Saturday night, if you're interested in that as well. So good to hear you on. Thanks very much for your check-in. And I'll put it back to you one more time, see if you've got anything else. And then I'm almost down at the bottom of the list, and then I'm going to pass over to Gordon, Mike 3 X-Ray Golf Papa, who will be taking the net through till around about 9:30. Mike 1, Charlie Fox Zulu, GM5 DVS.
Charlie Fox Zulu returning. Yes, okay, Andy. Yes, for that. Like I say, thank you for inviting me into the net. That's very nice. I'll look out for it in the future. But just getting used to the system. I'm normally using HF, but band conditions aren't good for me at the moment in my QTH. I'm using a compromised antenna system. It's just a very short wire, but it's all I can actually manage at the moment. So this is a nice alternative. It's a little bit too easy, but I'm enjoying it. At least I can talk to people without too much trouble. But we're working on the other system. Yeah, okay, back to you, Andy. Thank you. M1CSZ returning.
2 Echo 0 India Alpha Sierra checking in.
Zulu Sierra 5 Delta Golf. A very good evening and welcome to the net. I do believe you have checked in before, so nice to hear you on. From Golf Mike 5 Delta Victor Sierra.
Golf Mike Delta Victor Sierra. Good evening there, Andy, and Net Control. This is Zulu Sierra 5 Delta Golf, and the QTH is Durban on the east coast of South Africa. The name here is Danny, Delta November Yankee. And thanks for acknowledgement on the net. It's appreciated. I'm not going to stay on because it's getting close to bedtime now, but apart from that, all is well here. Back to Net Control.
Yes, Zulu Sierra 5 Delta Golf from Golf Mike 5 Delta Victor Sierra. Okay, thanks very much for your check-in, and nice to hear you on. We are on here every week, so please feel free to check in again. It'd be nice to hear you on. So 7-3, and very good evening to you, and thanks again. Okay, that's at the bottom of the list, folks. I'm going to try and call MM6BWS in, because I do understand that he's been trying for about half an hour, so I want to try and see if I can hear him or not. So MM6BWS, MM6BWS, GM5DVS. I wonder if you copy, Bruce, over. Okay, there's nothing heard. I'll investigate that, Bruce, and thanks for letting me know about it there. Right, that's it from me, folks. I'm going to hand you over to Gordon. I'll be in trouble again because I've run over my time. Too much talking. But nice to hear everyone on this evening, and we'll look forward to hearing you on again next week. So I'll pass you over to Gordon, MM3XGP, Mike 3 X-Ray Golf Papa. And he'll be taking you through to 9:30ish. Okay, Gordon, over to you. It's all yours, mate. Nice to hear everyone on. GM5 DVS now closing.
Many thanks, Andy. And before I proceed, I take it you can hear me okay.
You're fine, Gordon.
Okay, folks, very good evening. As Andy says, this is Mike 3 X-Ray Golf Papa. I'll be using my own call sign for the remainder of the net. And the person on this end is Gordon, and the current location is Preston Pans, which is 13 miles south of the capital city of Edinburgh. I did hear Beth calling in there, so I'm going to take Beth first, and then I'll be looking for more check-ins. So we'll pass it down to 2E0 India Alpha Sierra. Go ahead.
(2E0IAS) returning with Mike 3 XGP in the group. Good evening, Gordon, and good evening to everybody on Monday night's multi-mode net. I just wanted to check in, as I always do, so you know I'm here. And I'm, excuse me, I'm open for comments to pass through. In the meantime, let me just say this to kick it off. I once saw a little green man, and I started to walk towards him. Then he disappeared, and I got run over. Hi.
Yeah, fine, Beth, and yeah, I think that's a good safety message, a bit like the old ones that you used to get in the 1970s with certain celebrities that shall remain anonymous. But there you go. I think the best advert I ever seen was the one. I think it was it a? I can't remember. It was a little guy out with his mum and dad. Out with his mum, walking the dog, and they just about got knocked down. And lo and behold, it was the father driving his new car. But there you go. Nice to hear you on, Beth, and nice to hear you regular checking in. and I wonder if you were out partying down there for the big events. I know Newcastle was quite busy, so I've been told, but up here in Scotland it's been very quiet with regards to celebrations. I was in the capital on Saturday, and it was just a normal day. There was plenty of Union Jacks flying, but that was about it. Beth, go ahead.
IAS returning with Mike 3 X-Ray Golf Par and the group. Well, that's funny you should say that, Gordon. I didn't go far. I actually managed to get as far as the bottom of my 100-foot long garden. That's about as best as I managed. But there were lots of people out partying, and for those of you that are still nursing hangovers today, the excesses over the weekend, serve you right for overdoing it. Okay, so other things. I haven't managed to get my long wire up yet because I'm still waiting of the counterpoise arriving. I haven't managed to get my hotspot up and running yet because my Raspberry Pi is caught up somewhere in the post, I do believe. And then, what else was it? Oh yeah, the roach pull that I intended to hold one end of the long wire up with, that hasn't arrived yet either. So everything's hurry up and twiddle your thumbs. Get up in the morning, see if the postman's going to turn up. I'll just take a pip. 2E0IAS continuing. And then when it all eventually gets turns up and such like, well, that's when the fun starts for me, because I can then get on and experiment a bit. I know it's a bit early to mention, but I'm kind of looking forward to this Christmas, because I've decided I'm going to take the whole family to Lapland, which is great. You know, normally those clubs don't let kids in. Hi, back to you.
Yeah, fine, Beth. Yeah, I think your talents are wasted on amateur radio. I think you should maybe do an open mic night at some of the clubs, and fine on the postal service. Yeah, well, it's the holiday time. I'm waiting on items coming as well, and there's lying and sorting offices, and everything's getting back to normal. Albeit Scotland didn't take the holiday Monday, but obviously there was nothing moving from a lot of the Royal Mail centres. Anyway, Beth, nice to hear you. Stay safe, and hopefully we'll hear you possibly on Saturday, calling it the Kevin's net, the Coast to Coast net, and I'll see if I can get some more check-ins. But keep up the good work, and as the old saying goes, keep laughing. It confuses people. Speak to you later, and we'll put it back round to you, and then I'll get some more check-ins from MM3XGP.
IAS for a final. Gordon, what I will say is you need to be seeing your call sign much slower for newcomers. Not everybody can understand machine gun Scottish, especially us poor folk here down in Englandshire. But other than that, hope the net goes a good success. I did try and call in on a Golf Mike 5 VVS, but I think that I left it a bit late, and that was a great contact calling in from Durban, South Africa. Wonderful result. So 73s for now, and I'll go QRT. I'll be listening on the side. 2E0 IES, Mike 3, X-ray Papa.
Yeah, 73 Beth, and yeah, I need to remember to go a wee bit slower. Okay, that's us reached the bottom of the list, so we're now looking for some more check-ins. Please see your call sign twice and phonetically. Please go ahead now.
Golf Quebec 0 Whiskey Uniform Romeo. Golf Quebec 0 Whiskey Uniform Romeo.
Okay, we've got Golf Quebec 0 Whiskey Uniform Romeo. Any more check-ins?
Two Mike 0 Papa Yankee Whiskey. 2 Mike 0 Papa Yankee Whiskey.
Okay, 2M0 PYW. Very good evening. Any more check-ins? Any more check-ins for the DVScotland Monday Night Net? Go ahead now. Okay, nothing heard. Okay, let's throw over to Stirling. Golf Quebec 0 Whiskey Uniform Romeo. Very good evening, Gareth. Trust you're well. And I wonder what's new in Gareth's world. From MM3XGP Net Control.
M7LCB, please.
WUR. Good evening, Gordon. How you doing, mate? It's been a while since I've spoken to you. I'm not normally about much on a Monday evening, but this evening I've managed to get some time out in the shack, and just happened to put the radio on, realised the net was on, so I thought, great, make the opportunity to check in and say hello to you all. I just heard Andy passing proceedings over to you, so hello to Andy and the rest of the team as well. Yeah, we're just pretty much enjoying ourselves, to be honest, at the minute, Gordon. We had a bit of a laugh. What day of the week are we on? Oh, we were doing, was it yesterday? Gee, my memory's atrocious. Yesterday, no, day before. Helping out with Kilmarnock and Loudon Amateur Club with their GB70M station. Helen and I went down for that, and we had an absolute hoot. What a great bunch of people they were. And other than that, we've just had a lazy couple of days. Put our feet up, chill out, and just enjoy things. Next week we've got a whole project going in the garden, trying to get the back sorted out. Something we've been wanting to do for probably the last 5 years, to be honest, mate. But at long last, we're going to see if we can get it done. That's us. How you keeping yourself? MM3XGP, net controller from GQ0WUR.
Gordon, it's Beth. Before you continue, there's a Mike 7, Lima Charlie Bravo trying to get in.
Yeah, thank you, Beth. I'll acknowledge the station in a couple of minutes. Yeah, fine, Gareth. Yeah, I've seen Loudon, Kilmarnock and Loudon's Facebook arm on there. So I did see the activities and looked a lovely location and such like. I haven't done anything regarding the Jubilee, to be perfectly honest. I did apply for the call sign, the NOV. I used it once. It gets hard enough trying to remember my own call sign without adding extra bits. So other than that, I haven't really gave it much of an outing. What else? Just been busy. Busy with DVScotland and doing what I do. And that's about it. Nothing really else to report. And fine on doing the garden. Mine's is all done at my own QTH over in Fife, where GB7XG is. Other than that, nothing else to really report, to be honest. I'm just glad that hopefully all the festivities are over with and we can get back to normal TV. I think the only best part of any celebrations was Paddington Bear. That's the only bit that I actually watched. I didn't watch the concert for obvious reasons. I don't watch concerts that's full of old people. It's like Scone Palace all over again when they do concerts there, and they bring out Bananarama and bands like that can't sing. So there you go. That's just my grumpy old man perspective on festivities from MM3XGP.
GQ0WR returning, just had to wait for the Moorside end on the gateway there, Gordon. Oh, you made me laugh, mate, you really did. And yeah, do you know what, I know exactly what you mean. I've not really watched any of the events and things that were on TV. I saw the little bit of the pageant that there was, and that was primarily because I was interested to see our Queen, if she was actually feeling well enough that she was able to make that second balcony appearance with obviously the immediate line of succession as it was. So I mean, that was lovely to see. And yes, I know exactly what you mean about the Paddington Bear bit. I watched that over a couple of times actually. I think Her Majesty's got a wonderful sense of humour, and good on her for little skits like that, because it was superb. It was lovely and a very, very memorable moment, I think could be said with that. But yes, looking forward to some return to normality things as well. I know what you mean, mate. But I'm glad all is going well, and I must say shout out for DVScotland, because you guys have obviously been doing a lot of work, and obviously your coast-to-coast net, which I hear, obviously that's Kevin coming back on air and doing that. I didn't get to listen in to it yet, but I hope he's doing well, and certainly I've heard him on air for other things as well, and it's been nice hearing him on, and I'm glad he's doing okay. So yeah, keep up the good work, guys. And glad everything's going well for you, Gordon. MM3XGP, pass it back to you and allow you enjoy the rest of your net, mate. And I'll be listening here on the side. GQ0WR, all the best, buddy.
Yep, fine, Gareth. And yeah, when I watched the Paddington video, I half expected her to pull out an Anytone 878, but wishful thinking. I wonder what else she's got in that handbag. But there you go. That was the best bit. That was my highlight. The rest, I'm not really into. But we'll keep that for another time. Okay, cheers to now, Gareth. Catch you later, and good luck with the rest of the events that Freestar and various other networks are doing. Okay, let's move down the list. We've got a 2M0PW PYW. Nice to hear you. think this is the first time that you've checked into the net. I've seen you elsewhere, Paul, so very good evening, and I trust you're well. 2M0PYWMN3XGP.
Yeah, QSL there, Gordon. Good evening. Hope you're well. Hope everybody's fine. It's fine. Actually managed to get logged in and get on. I've been busy. We work away offshore, so I've tried various things. Latest one was the D-Star to see if I could get online while I've been away, but for whatever reason, the protocols on the internet that they use and stuff out there, it seems to put the kibosh on it, so haven't managed, but got home last week there, Tuesday, so I thought I just minded Monday night the night. I said, oh, right, I'll be able to crack on and say hello, so hello for Sunny Montrose, but no bad evening, but nothing much going on here. I haven't had much to do with the festivities. Been a lot of catching up with storm damage to the property here with the fences and walls and stuff over time when I've been at home, and the last couple of weeks, 3 weeks or so, was just finishing off the kitchen. The guys that come in and did a fantastic job, but just the aftermath and the dust and that to tidy up, and painters, and I think hopefully now that's the wife happier, so we'll see. She's been after this kitchen for at least 2 years trying to get it put in, but with COVID and people being too busy to do it, it's just been one thing after another, but we'll get 5 minutes to enjoy it at some point, so I'll hand it back to you. So it's MM3XGP from 2M0PYW in the group.
Yeah, fine business there, Paul. I wonder what, are you actually in Montrose itself, or are you on the outskirts? You nearer the basin, or up is it at Freecombe, or is it Farnell? Farnell. I used to do a lot of walking up that way, up round about the what used to be the Bad Boys school up there at Rossie Farm, or it used to be Rossie Farm. I think it's just Rossie now. I don't know if there's still a mast up there in the middle of the grounds, but there used to be a big huge mast up there many moons ago. But fine on not being able to get in to the system with being offshore. Watch this space. I don't know if you've been following us or if you're on our Facebook page, but if not, have a look on DVScotland Facebook page. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised that something new's coming to your area from MM3XGP.
To Mike Zero Papa Yankee Whiskey returning, QSL there, Gordon. I am on the Facebook page, but to be honest with you, I haven't paid close attention to see what's coming. You've got me intrigued there, but I'll have to try and have a look and see if I can suss it out. To be perfectly honest, I've just getting to grips with the basic radio, never mind the digital side, and I'm coming into you at the moment just via Echolink on the phone this evening. I do have the Raspberry Pi top hat as well via my FT3 Yaesu Handy, but I've not used it since I got the Echolink app on. Tried the Echolink offshore, that wasn't working. D-Star, I didn't get that working either. I've actually yet to try that at home and see if it was just me or if it's the internet that we've got out there with our safeguards that they put in that's maybe stopped it. I don't know. So, bit of investigation to do on that one. Yeah, I'm in the north end of town here, Hillside. I used to be in the south side at Ferry Den. I know Rossie very well. Used to do the shooting on Rossie Farm and the deer and that up there for 17, 18 years, I think, before the guy sold it. But that's a while ago now. But used to have a family member that worked in Rossi School as well, so memories of that place as a kid. But no, I knew that area really well. I remember the mast well as well. So I'll hand it back to you, Gordon. MM3XGP from 2M0PYW on the group.
Yeah, fine, Paul. And drop us a wee message or something, admin at DVScotland.net, and I'm sure we'll be able to enlighten you a bit more, and also maybe advise on your Raspberry Pi as well there, or just put a post on the Facebook page. Somebody will get back to you, if not myself, other guys. And yeah, fine on the shooting. I used to do grouse beating up there many moons ago, and Ferry Den hung around there as well. And I know I'm trying to remember the second name. Young lad that used, him and his dad used to work at Rossi. Gary, and there was another big guy. I think it was Dunk. He was a ex-Royal Marine for the Condor, but that's gone back to the early 80s and early 70s. Anyway, Paul, cheers now, and we'll move further down the list. But nice to hear you on, and I'm sure we'll get you sorted with TroyStar and various other ways. But check out the Facebook page, and there'll be updates there. Cheers now, mate.
Yep, QSLR Gordon, thanks very much for having me on, and enjoy the rest of the net. I'll be listening in for a while. All the best. 2M0PYW, thank you.
Yeah, 73 Paul. Okay, I think it was Mike 7 Lima Charlie Bravo, or I could be mistaken, it could be Mike 7 Lima Charlie Bravo. Sorry for the delay, I was in waffle mode there. So the station Lima Charlie Bravo, go ahead now.
At this side, and sometimes it's hard to know whether I made it in or not. But thanks, I picked up on me coming through, and we finally got there. Yeah, just wanted to check in, say good evening, hope all is well, and I'm wondering how things are outside Gordon. Right, Quebec 7, Lima, Charlie Bravo to the net.
Yeah, Mike 7 Lima Charlie Bravo. Very good evening, Liam. Trust you're well, and I wonder what's new with you. Everything at this end is going okay, and I wonder what's happening in Doncaster. From MM3XGP.
Mike 3, XGB, Mike Quebec 7, Lima, Bravo. You're all good this side, Gordon. Thank you much for asking. And everybody else are all hunky-dory. So, not a lot happening in Doncaster. Busy weekend with the Jubilee celebrations and the street parties around our area. Me and the ex-pals been busy working Friday and Saturday night. Only for a couple of hours. It just gives a bit of extra coin coming in. And yeah, chilled out after that, to be honest with you. Not a lot else. The weather was pretty rubbish yesterday. Been a tad better today, but not $1 million. Hoping it's going to pick up tomorrow, though. Fingers crossed it will. It's forecast to be nice tomorrow, so fingers crossed it will. I've got a tow bar to fit on the car. We've got an Audi A4 It's got no tow bar on it. And we've just bought ourselves another caravan and needed to get a tow bar fitted. So the tow bar turned up in post about a week ago, and it's been sacking me all the way in the way ever since. And the wife's getting on at me now and wanting to get it fitted so it's out of the way. So fingers crossed tomorrow weather's alright, we can get that fitted, and then at the end of July we're away on those jollies. So all good fun. Mike 3 XGB, Mike Quebec 7, Lima Charlie Bravo.
Yeah, MM3 XGP returning. Yeah, fine business on getting away. I don't think I've any plans for this summer holidays. Maybe day trips. Nothing adventurous. I've got something planned for next year. Going away on holiday. That's if air traffic control don't take any more strikes. But I suppose it's the best time. It's like Royal Mail and such, like all these organisations to get maximum effect strike when people need you. So we'll wait and see. But I wonder, have you ever done the North Coast 500 there, Liam? That would be a good trip for you in the caravan and the Audi, or just taking the Audi in a tent. I wonder if you've done that. Round to you from MM3 XGP.
Mike 3 X-Ray Bravo, Mike Quebec 7, Lima Charlie Bravo. No, to be honest, Gordon, not something we. It's not even something I've heard of, to be honest with you. That's probably me showing my lack of knowledge, or maybe my lack of age. I don't know. So, yeah, we're heading for Devon at the end of July. Around about a 7-hour drive, I think, off the top of my head, if I remember correctly. So it's going to be probably and half again towing the caravan. Not looking forward to it too much, especially with a 1-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 6-year-old in tow. It's going to be great fun. I can imagine stops along the way. So fingers crossed this time around I'll get some decent sleep the night before though. The first time we went away, we were fairly young. When we got our first caravan, I think we were only probably, when the XYL might have been 20 when we got our first caravan. And she was that excited. She was more excited than Ellen. And she was up all night. She kept waking me up. And I had a call wall to do the next day. And I had to do it. I ended up doing it on about 2 or 3 hours sleep. And that was around about an 8-hour journey. More. I think it actually took us 12 hours in the end. Because I had to keep stopping every hour. So when having to keep in services to keep my it was like playing a video. It definitely weren't nice. So things will be a bit more plain sailing, might get a bit more sleep, and fingers crossed we'll do it in good time. M3 XGB, Mike Quebec 7, Lima Charlie Bravo.
Yeah, MM3 XGP returning. Yeah, fine, Liam. Yeah, the North Coast 500, I done it 2 years back in October. You start off in Inverness in the Highlands, go all the way around the north of Scotland, down up the east coast along the top, back down the west coast and back to Inverness. It's roughly 500 miles, and there's no cliffhamers or anything like that there, so it's lovely, absolutely stunning scenery. I've seen parts of Scotland that I've never ever seen before, beaches that no one's there. Scotland's that big, there's no one here. So there you go. Anyway, Liam, nice to hear you, and stay safe. Regards to everyone down there, and many thanks for checking in. We'll put it back round to you, and then we'll see if we can get some more check-ins before I close the net at 9:30. From MM3 XGP.
2E0IAS additional.
Mike 3 XGB, Mike Quebec 7. Yeah, and Beth, thank you for making me aware. I was trying to get in, much appreciated. Mike Quebec 7, Lena, Charlie Bravo. We're 73's Gordon, and I'll stand by and listen to the rest of the net.
Yeah, 73, Liam. 2E0 IAS. Go ahead.
Two E0 IAS returning with Mike 3 XGP in the group. Gordon, you forgot to mention the droves and droves and droves of midges up there. My brother lives in Invergordon, and he likes to go fishing in quiet spots. And his little trick is he puts curtain net over his hat and tucks it over his collar and down the front of his jacket. And that's to stop it from getting eaten alive. And as a final, before you tie the ribbons, I'll tell you this. Old-fashioned names are making a comeback. And we didn't really know what to call our daughter. So we settled on Nan, November Alpha November. She can grow into it. Over.
Yeah, fine business. Yeah, I seen something on the internet how names have changed. Like a few years back, it was everything. It was expensive, you know, like Chardonnay and Ferrari and Mercedes. So I'm looking for the influx of gas and electric for next year's baby names there. Beth, go ahead.
Well, I know a few jokes about gas piping, but it's non-PC, so I'm not going to repeat them on air. Suffice it to say that one of my favourite comedians was Les Dawson, and that should tell you a whole heap about my warped sense of humour. But yeah, it's been a bit of a quiet net, but it's also been a good one. It's been informative, and I've enjoyed listening. So thank you for that. 73s for now, and I hope you get at least a couple more in before you tie the ribbons. Over.
Yeah, no worries, Beth, and we'll catch up with you further down, as they say. Many thanks, and yeah, Les Dawson, great comedian, and a lot of good comedians from that area. But as you say, politically correct now, and they all have to behave themselves. Hi. Anyway, cheers now, Beth. We'll see if we can get some more chickens in. I've only had a couple. Andy's had them all tonight. He's even had Africa as well. So, all good stuff. 73, Beth. We'll catch you later. Okay, folks, this is Mike 3 X-Ray Golf Papa with the DVScotland Monday Night Net. Looking for some more check-ins. Please say your call sign twice and phonetically. Go ahead now.
Mike 7, Hotel Romeo Charlie, MM7 HRC.
Okay, we've got
Kilo Yankee 4 November Bravo. Kilo Yankee 4 November Bravo. Recheck, please.
Okay, we've got Mike 7 HRC and KY4 November Bravo with a recheck. Okay, we'll put it round to Mike 7 Hotel Romeo Charlie. Very good evening. Trust you're well. And I wonder what's new with you. From MM3XGP.
Yeah, good evening, Gordon, and good evening to the group. Christ, I'm cutting it finer and finer every week now, haven't I? It's just got gone 9:30 there. Well, as you know, I'm always in the HF band, so that's where I was, and I just looked at the time there and thought, oh crumbs, I better jump back in. So yeah, just thought I'd jump back in there, say hello to the group. Hello to Ali and Kev, hopefully they've checked in if they're there. Just wanted to say hello. Mucking about with the car basically, switched the radio off this afternoon and had to go with my brakes, so yeah, pretty much managed to get the brakes done on Brexit, so that's all good. Gordon, back to you.
Yeah, fine, Colin. I was watching a video on YouTube. Is it Barn something or something like that? It's a chap that goes around, and he was up in Montrose, funny enough, and it was an Audi Quattro that hadn't been out of the garage for well over 25 years. So, and I thought of you at the time when I was watching the video. I was saying, I wonder if Colin follows that YouTube channel as well. I'm trying to remember what it's called. I'm sure it's Barn Finds or something like that, or Shed Finds or something like that. And I thought, I wonder if Colin's watching the same YouTube channel. Right to you, Colin, from MM3XGP.
MM7XRC returning. Yeah, I do watch a lot of these channels. Yeah, the Audi Quattro's obviously ruled Group B back in the 80s. Yeah, fantastic cars. The short wheelbase Quattro being a particular favourite. Beautiful car, very powerful car. As you probably know, if you know anything about the Group B cars, they were so powerful they had to stop it. It was just getting crazy. People were getting killed. Amazing though. Yeah, I was at the Colin McRae rally day a few years ago. That was amazing. Across in Fife there at not Crail, the other one. But yeah, really good time. I think it's on again this year, so I'll have to find out the date, but hopefully I'd like to make it. Yeah, so yeah, the Audis were sort of the forebearers of the Brexits. They were the ones that started the four-wheel drive and rallying and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, amazing cars there, Gordon. Back to you.
Yeah, MM3XGP returning. Yeah, I used to do radio marshalling. It's not easy to say with these teeth. Back in the day, like the Snowman Rally, the Colin McRae, various other rallies, and I did enjoy it until one day I was in Dumfries and Galloway in the forest, and the stage wasn't open yet, and someone at the next checkpoint needed a new battery for the radio, so done the safety check, put the call out, yeah, stage is not started. So I proceeded to walk down the stage with the radio to the next checkpoint, and I heard the familiar sound of a Subaru Impreza. They'd opened the stage and I didn't have a radio with me, so that was my final time ever there. I went to town with them, but there you go. Yeah. Distinctive sound when it's rearing behind you and you had to jump off the road. But yeah, the Quattro and everything, fantastic cars, and nice to see a lot of the programmes that's bringing historic cars back there, Colin. Right, I'll put it back to you for a final, and then I'll bring in that other station for a recheck.
XGP MM7XRV returning. Yeah, definitely. I'm going to sell it this year. I'm 54 this year, so yeah, it's about time I stop being all this joyrider in town. So yeah, I think I'll tidy her up, and I think it'll be time to move her on. I've been in Brexit for the last 20 years, That's my second one, so I've had good fun with them, Gordon, but yeah, I think it's time to move on. And with that, I'll put it back to you there. Like you say, time's getting on there. Hopefully you can maybe get another check. Well, you've got another check in there, so I'll just go clearance on the side there, MM7HRC.
Yeah, fine, Colin. Yeah, 55. That's no old. That's just you in the prime. But as long as you don't go for a hairdresser's car, hi. Catch you later, mate. Cheers for your check-in, and we'll speak to you later.
Sierra Charlie.
Okay, cheers now. Kilo Yankee 4 November Bravo with your recheck. Go ahead, sir.
MM3 XTP KY4NB. Well, thanks, Gordon, for the recheck. I actually got the Android Star app working on the telephone here, and for DMR, so that's an exciting day. I think if the earlier caller had not started talking about that, I wouldn't have fiddled around with it. And so I did get that to work. I hope I'm coming in okay on it. And Echo Link sounds pretty good, but I wanted to see if this was working. So that's all on my recheck. And I found out there was a setting that I had to choose that I had not chosen. So anyway, back to net, and thanks for taking my recheck. MM3 XTP KY4NB.
Yeah, KY4NB. No worries there, Kev. And many thanks for your recheck. You're sounding absolutely lovely into the system. So I don't know if you're on our Facebook page, DVScotland Facebook page, but maybe sharing your settings for others on the TroyStar and such like. That would be much appreciated. Anyway, I'll throw it back to you and see if you've got any more to add, and then I'll see if I can get a couple more check-ins before I close the net. From MM3XGP.
MM3 XTP KY4NB. Well, thank you there, Gordon, and I don't have anything else to add. Just wanted to make sure this was working. I'll tell you, Echo Link on the iPhone, though, does sound good. But anyway, I'm glad I tried this again. And y'all have a good evening over there. I'll turn it back to Net Control and 73 all KY4NB.
Yeah, many thanks, and many thanks for your recheck. And we'll speak to you, if not next week, maybe Saturday, if you check in now that you've got everything working. Okay, folks, let's see if we can get some more check-ins before I close the net. This is Mike 3 X-Ray Golf Papa with the DVScotland Monday night multi-mode net. Looking for some more check-ins, please say your call sign twice and phonetically. Go ahead now.
Mike 7 Sierra Sierra Charlie. Mike 7 Sierra Sierra Charlie.
Okay, we'll go Mike 7 Sierra Sierra Charlie. Any more check-ins, please? Nothing heard. Mike 7 Sierra Sierra Charlie. Very good evening. I don't think we've had you on the net before, so we'll pass it down to yourself. From MM3XGP. Personal this end is Gordon, and the QTH is Preston Pans, which is 13 miles south of Edinburgh. Go ahead, sir.
Good evening. Yeah, I've been on your circles before, and I'm going back some time ago, but it's always good to hear your voice.
Yeah, I'll just put your call into the log there, and you've came up red, so obviously that tells me that you've been in before. Yeah, nice to hear you. I wonder what's happening in Birmingham, and I wonder if you were out celebrating or taking part in any special events. From MM3XGP.
Mike 7 Sierra Charlie. Yes, Birmingham. Yeah, for can't even watch really with the weather like this. For you fix the radio, there's all the signals coming in sometimes, especially on HF. But hoping to get me new tower soon. Get my tower up, few directional beams. Back to you.
Yeah, fine on the getting the towers up. Yeah, I would love to have some towers up at this location, but unfortunately I can't. The garden's just too small. Plus it backs onto a public park, and the local youth would just think it was an addition to the park and start using it as a climbing frame. But there you go. But you never know. maybe at my own location I might be able to get something set up there. Okay, I'll put it into yourself, see if you've got any more to add, and then I'll see if I've got a couple more check-ins before I close down for the evening. From MM3XGP.
Okay, no problem. 73, and this is Mike 7 Sierra Charlie, cleaner frequency, and thank you.
Yeah, 73, and if you want any more information on DV Scotland, what we do, and where we connect to and such like, check out our website, all the W's, DVScotland.net. That's all the W's, DVScotland.net. You'll get links to our Facebook page and also our YouTube channel, which has become very popular over the last month with a lot of how-tos and reviews and such like on the network. Okay, 73, and many thanks for checking in this evening. Okay, folks, let's see if we can get a couple more check-ins before I close the net down. This is Mike 3 X-Ray Golf Papa with the DV Scotland Monday Night Net. Looking for any more check-ins, please say your call sign twice and phonetically. Go ahead now.
MM0TMG, short time.
Yeah, I was going to send out the Canadian Mounted Police up to Dundee to see if you were still alive. Very good evening, Kev. Trust you're well. Or did you fall asleep? MM0TMG from MM3XGP.
I had a day out with my daughter and my wee granddaughter the day, and then we went for lunch and I come home, put messages and stuff away, and then I hadn't took my tablets, so I took them a wee bit later than I was meant to. So I'm gonna make it short. But good to hear you, mate, and keep going. All the best. Good job. MM0TMG.
Yeah, Kev, and you're excused then, because if you were having family time, then that's a good enough excuse for me. Family comes before radio or any hobbies. Okay, mate. We'll speak to you later, and we'll catch up with you, and we'll probably hear you probably tomorrow or whatever. Cheers to you, Kev. Cheers for your check-in, mate, and we'll speak to you later. From MM3XGP.
No bother, Gordon. 73 Pal. MM0TMG clear.
Okay, folks, let's see if we can get a couple more before I close down. This is MM3XGP with the DVScotland Monday Night Network, live across multi-mode systems, Freestar, Phoenix, Hamshack Hotline, Hams over IP, Echolink, DroidStar, too many to mention. Check out our website, all the W's, DVScotland.net, for all the different connections that we make. This is MM3XGP looking for some more check-ins. Please say your call sign twice and phonetically. Go ahead.
Sierra, MM6 BWS. Bravo Whiskey Sierra.
MM6 BWS. Very good evening, Bruce. Trust you well, mate. I wonder how you're getting in this evening. I know you were trying to get in with Andy. I did log your call, so but nice to hear you, mate. Round to you, Bruce, from MM3XGP.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I kind of got the system sorted again. I was actually on the phone to Arnie. So, kind of rebooted it and all that, and I think it was kind of my ending up setting it a wee bit. But I won't go into detail. I did phone Andy back and tell him, like, so I thought I'll see if it's not one, like, and because like I said, I am coming through the Wires X room. So that's why I was struggling to get in earlier on, couldn't get through, like, so like I said, just on the phone for the last 20 minutes with the Arnie there, so hopefully we're sending that right there. MM3, I forgot your call sign there, MM6 ABW, sir.
Yeah, MM6 BWS, MM3XGP. Yeah, fine business, Bruce. No worries. I knew Andy would be on the task, and nice to hear you. And I wonder what's happening with Big Stevie. I've not heard Stevie for it must be about a year now. I used to hear you guys on D-Star, but haven't heard you for long enough. So I wonder how Stevie's doing up there, and the rest of the guys up in Aberdeen. MM3XGP.
Yeah, no problem. MM3XGB, MM6 BWS. Yeah, he's doing alright. He doesn't really have a radio in his wallet just now. So, I do still hear him on now and again. Usually on the local repeater in the morning and going into work. That time of morning he goes in about 5:30 or like I said, on his way home. But yeah, I don't think he's been on D-Star for a while, I think. He's been very busy just now, like doing stuff like Susan and everything. So I know I'll keep it well this time. As I say, yeah, like I said, I've not really used. I do. But like I say, he's never on usually through the day now. Shame, like he used to come on and he used to chat along from at all. I'll need to see him this week anyway. I'll usually pass my regards on to him. But yeah, like you said with the Wires X system, I've been on the phone to Arnie. He's running the room. So like I said, it was kind of my fault. Well, I couldn't much detail, but like I said, with that said, it's up and running again anyway. MM3XGB, MM6 BWS.
Yeah, no worries, Bruce. it's been a while since you broke anything, so as Andy would say. So, but there you go. Anyway, Bruce, I'll put it back to you for any finals, mate, and I'll see if I can get a couple more in before I definitely close this down. And but nice to hear you, and pass on my regards to Stevie and all the folk up there. I've not even heard John on either. That's another name for D-Star days, but you never hear them. But there you go. They must all be doing something different up there. Or they maybe be on a different time zone up there in Aberdeen. Cheers to new Bruce, and we'll catch you later, mate. From MM3XGP.
Well, I ain't got the only time on these years for me if I've broken something or give a like. It's usually bring GD, like, but I've been quite decent with that anyway. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'll do that anyway. I'll catch up with you this week anyway, and I'll pass on. Okay, no problem. 7 3s. When you go back in, I know time's rolling on a wee bit, so I'll get myself sorted this then. Enjoy the rest of the evening, sir. ML3SGB, ML6, DVScotland, clear 7 3s.
Yeah, 73 Bruce, and we'll catch you later, mate. Cheers to now. Okay, folks, time's fast approaching. I'm well over my time, so we'll see if we can get any more final check-ins before I close the net. This is Mike 3 X-Ray Golf Papa with the DVScotland Monday Night Net. Looking for any final check-ins. Please say your call sign twice and phonetically. Go ahead now.
India Alpha Sierra. Question, Gordon?
Yeah, India Alpha Sierra. Stand by. We'll see if we can get a couple of final check-ins before I put it back to you, Beth. This is Mike 3 X-Ray Golf Papa with the DVScotland Monday Night Multi-Mode Net. Looking for any final check-ins before I close down the net. Please go ahead now.
Mike 0 X-Ray Echo Tango.
Okay. MM0EXT, got you. Very good evening, trust you're well. And I wonder what's new with you. From MM3XGP.
MM0XET, returning. Yeah, good evening to you, Gordon. Hope you're keeping well. It's a lovely night out there. I actually had the DMR radio on and tuned in Ali's repeater and heard your dulcet tones, so I'm actually switched over to Kevin's node there and thought I'd give you a shout. So, but all good here. Just been busy, extremely busy just now, and enjoying a wee bit of morse tonight. So that's it from me. So hopefully you'll get a couple more in before you shut down the net there. Back to you, Gordon, from MM0XET.
Yeah, fine, Gary, and nice to hear you on. And nice to hear you being busy. I could say the same. It's no sooner Monday than it's Friday again, and then it's time for Kevin's net on a Saturday. So just the weeks are just flying in. I can't believe we're in the 6th month already. Soon be Christmas. And we'll all be doing these special pop-up nets for Christmas and such like. But aye, doing away, always busy with DVScotland and such like. But aye, nice to hear you on, and wonder what's new with you, and fine on the Morse. I see Mr. Morse got a wee bit mentioned on Sunday on Country File, which all the amateurs were all talking about, but there you go. Right, you Gary, from MM3XGP.
XCT returning. Yeah, there was a wee post on Facebook. I noticed there was a couple of SOTA guys. There was a guy in Aberdeen or something like that as well. But good. Just sort of I think it was only 5 minutes at the end of the programme, I believe. But it's better than nothing. Yeah, all good stuff. Now I'm out tomorrow night doing the 2-metre contest. So I'm looking forward to that. The SSB, and I'm going to try. I've been doing the CW Ops course for the last 8 weeks for my Morse training. So I'm going to try and get a couple of contacts in the log for that. But anyway, I've nattered on enough, so I shall let you crack on and get the last contacts in there. And yeah, I'll need to jump into Kevin's net at some point if it's on the Saturday. I haven't seen your posts on Facebook, so it's just getting the time to get things organised and pop on. But good to hear you again, and I shall catch up with you later on. From MM0XCT73.
Yeah, 73, Gary, and regards to everybody at the Dundee Amateur Radio Club, and good luck with the events and everything, and good luck with the Morse as well. I think I've never ever had an interest in it, but I suppose horses for courses, as they say. Cheers for now, Gary. We'll catch you later, and cheers for calling in. Okay, we'll put her down to 2E0IAS with a recheck. Go ahead, Beth. You'll be the final for this evening, because I'm aware of the time, and all our connections stop at 10 o'clock. Go ahead, Beth.
IAS with a recheck. It's a question about Danny, the caller from Durban, South Africa. I only got a partial call sign on it. Number 5, 12345, Delta Victor was all I got. Could you give me the rest of the call sign first, please?
Yeah, no worries, Beth. The call sign is Zulu Sierra 5 Delta Golf. That's Zulu Sierra 5 Delta Golf.
Thank you for that. All copied. Zulu Sierra 5 Delta Golf. The partial that I got was wrong in any case. It was that quick in and out. I had hoped he would come back for a second or a third final and didn't. So I'll leave you with this thought for Christmas, being as you've mentioned it's only 6 months away. Hi, we'll do some early shopping. I'm going to have a quiet Christmas this year. I'm going to cover the cake with temazepam. Back to you, 73's good night.
Yeah, 73, Beth, and we'll speak to you either Saturday or next Monday, or maybe beforehand. You can always connect to any other thing. Okay, Beth 73, and we'll speak to you later. Okay, folks, I'm going to put one final call out. Any more check-ins? This is MM3XCP with the DVScotland Monday Night Net. Any final check-ins before I close the net?
To Echo 1 Alpha Foxtrot.
Okay, I think that was 2 Echo 1 Alpha Foxtrot Sierra. Go ahead.
It's 2 Echo 1 Alpha Foxtrot Charlie, just down in the far southwest in the county of Cornwall. I forgot your call sign, MM3 something, and I forgot the name, so apologies for that. Hopefully you've had a good day from 2E1 AFC.
Yeah, very good evening, Jeff. You just got in the nick of time, so forgive me if you lose the connection, because all our connections go off at 10 p.m. so you may not get you. Nice to hear you, and I'll make you the final check-in of this evening, and many thanks for calling in this evening. So I'll put it briefly back round to yourself there, Jeff. Nice to hear you, and round to you, sir, from MM3XGP.
A bit late on prey tonight, I'm afraid. I've had a busy day. I don't tend to get out of here till this time of the night, but I'll have to be on earlier another evening. Pleasure as always. Best 73s. Look forward to the next time. From 2E1 AFC.
Yeah, no worries, Jeff, and many thanks. Yeah, you just need to set your alarm. We're on every Monday night, 8 PM till 9:30, but obviously I'm running slightly over tonight, and apologise to the rest of the networks for running over. Okay, 73 Jeff, and we'll speak to you soon. We've got another net on a Saturday evening at 9 PM till 10. That's the Coast to Coast net. So we'll catch you later. MM3XGP.
Try to be there on Saturday evening. All the best to you.
Okay, folks, the net is now closed. Many thanks to everyone that called in this evening. If you want any more information on the DV Scotland network, please check out our website, all the W's, dvscotland.net, where you'll find links to our Facebook and our YouTube channel. Many thanks to everyone that called in this evening. Without you, this net wouldn't be possible. We'll catch you all again, hopefully either Saturday evening for the Coast to Coast net, hosted by Kevin, MM0TMG in Dundee. I have been MM3XGP. Personal this end is Gordon, and your first controller that was on this evening was MM0DXE. That was Andy. On behalf of everyone at DV Scotland, have a good week, and we'll hear you all next week. Bye, and we'll catch you all later. MM3XGP now, closing the net and passing it back to all the relevant networks. 73 all.